Alright, welcome back to Star Trek Reliant. I'm your game master for today, Bazag, and we've got a bit of a different game for you today, but let's start with our usual captain, Eli O'Connor.
Me, copyright infringement.
And our former captain, now question mark, Marcus Graves.
I am an enigma.
What isn't is currently an enigma is Chorog.
Come to my training class if you can't survive if I let you.
And Garal, who's not playing Garal either right now.
Where is it? Why is this black hood over my head? Where are you taking me?
Don't you worry about that. All that will be described once we get to the mission today. And finally,
You'll find out when you find out.
Yes, we'll all find out together. In the meantime, DB Wells.
Something about this seems familiar somehow, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
It's almost
Also,
like
we've
we
lived through this
traveled back
before.
and forwards in time.
Well, it's not like I'm new to that, but
Alright, so let's start with Chorog. We had some technical difficulties, so we sort of had to record this as a second time, just this little start bit anyway, but let's ignore that and get on with scene setting. Chorog, why don't you set the scene for us?
Chorog is currently in his quarters, sitting at his table with several pads on his desk in front of him. He is currently planning the upcoming crew survival mission on a rather swampy world that he knows is not inhabited by sentient beings, but challenging enough that he'll be able to teach them how to survive off the land and use their wits without technology. Because you never know when you're going to crash on some foreign planet, and your tech is crap, and all you have is your wits to survive.
So, with that, who do you recruit to go on this mission? How do you go about getting people to join you in this little survival training test?
Well, the object of the exercise is not for the senior officers. They've already had plenty of survival training. This is for the lower ranking members of the crew, the lower deckers, if you will. Those who are new to Starfleet may have only had minimal survival training. It's time that Chorog puts them through their paces and teaches them exactly what it is to be in a situation where technology has failed you and all you have is what you got to survive: your wits, your surroundings, and your knowledge.
All right, so let's start by, continue on, I guess, since we've technically already started, but let's move on by getting their orders. Let's start with DB. How is DB getting his orders to join on this survival mission?
What Chorog has done, he has gone through the ship's roster, picked out likely candidates, and sent them orders via the ship's communication system.
So DB has received his orders. What does he do now?
he says to himself, survival training? Again? And he just reads further. I'm assuming he sees the bit about bring nothing with you. I'm assuming Chorog added a little note that includes the suit, Daniel. Uh, uh, and Daniel's just pushes back in his chair, gets up, and I guess just heads towards where he's been told to go, grumbling.
Okay, so who is Garal playing and how do they react to getting the order?
I am playing crewman third class for Barry, and she is busy knocking back a glass of Ambrita and smoking a black leaf roller and saw the message last session we had and is grumbling as she heads down to the shuttle bay.
Okay, and who is Marcus? Well, Duncan, I guess. Who is Duncan playing?
Duncan is playing our one of the conclave officers we have effectively adopted onto the crew, Zacius Havoc. I mean, he's had plenty of, field experience, but at the same time, like, he's interested to see what survival training plays out, and he technically qualifies as being, new to, quote, Starfleet. So, yeah, he's received orders, and, he's proceeding to the meetup point, just basically just walking there with his normal field gear and his jacket. And gear is in, like, boots, pants, shirt. He doesn't have a bag.
Right, and finally, Eli O'Connor, who are you going to be playing this session?
I'm bringing Ryuji. The big, tall, kitsune man.
Yeah.
Looks like a human but has ears and tails. Not tails, multiple tails.
Tails. He have tails.
Totally not like any Sonic character that we know.
No. Oh, God, no.
He has more.
I have more, yeah.
Right, so with that, everyone settles down into their spots on the shuttlecraft that Chorog has arranged. Is there anything you want to say, Chorog, before they leave?
Leave your comm badges on the deck. Grab the bag with your name on it. Get on the shuttle and prepare for the most extensive training session you'll ever have.
Daniel does as he's told, and as he's after he grabs a bag and he walks back towards the shuttle, just gonna say, I already did survival training recently. Remember the snow planet thing?
That snow planet's going to seem like a picnic by the time I'm done with you.
Daniel just kind of pinches the bridge of his nose and all right, yeah, okay. Then he gets on the shuttle.
All right, so it takes some time for the shuttle to go to its intended destination. Hours pass. It's a full day even passes. It's a day and a half until you finally arrive in the shuttle to this, I guess it's an M-class planet. The entire surface is covered with plants and greenery. Doesn't seem to be any ocean.
I'm assuming since it took so long to get there, we've had some time to just kind of be idle and take stock. So Daniel would have rummaged through the provided bag just to see what he's working with on the way.
Yep. So, JB, what did Chorog supply the recruits, let's say?
Well, in the bag, contents are a Starfleet standard survival suit, a bag with some basic tools, as well as something Chorog himself packed, a form of survival knife. Because sometimes a good knife is the only thing that is going to stand between you and a very painful death.
No. All right. So everyone's everyone's found the same thing in their little bags if they look through.
Sorry, I'm just Mr. hasn't watched Star Trek. Is the survival suit does it just look like a normal uniform, but
it's
rugged?
A Chorog modified Starfleet cadet training outfit. Have you ever seen the Voyager episode? I think Back to Basics. It's basically that uniform.
He just said he hasn't seen a lot of Star Trek. It'd probably be good just to link it off in chat.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to Google it myself.
Forget that. Just get the more fun survival suit.
Okay, yeah, so just rugged version of the uniform, I see. But with jacket instead of being one jumpsuit. Yeah, I guess at some point during the trip, Daniel would have changed into this, or like put it over his uniform, or however we're supposed to wear it.
Oh, the one I posted was different.
Oh,
Yep. So,
I'm just gonna Google it.
Yeah, you do.
I got it.
You do find the time to change and get ready well before you arrive.
Okay, so the opposite of what I just said, decidedly not rugged looking. Gotcha. And also still a jumpsuit.
It's horrible. I hate this.
Honestly,
No, it's not a survival suit. It's an anti-survival suit.
It's training gear.
Yeah, it's the training gear.
Except
Good on the hot planet,
except there's
bad on
there's no comm badge, and basically you have a like utility vest over it.
I mean, this is probably more Daniel's speed anyway. It's basically just a branded, a Starfleet branded like sweatsuit.
It's rugged and it's designed for comfort in all temperatures.
But it has short sleeves.
Ryuji's not wearing that.
What about the parka that Quark and Odo had when they were in their survival?
Okay, that's going to be way too hot.
Yeah, I think the point is basic jumpsuit. It is going to be fine to wear. Yeah, sorry about the rigmarole. I just didn't know what it was supposed to be like.
All right, so Chorog has selected a landing spot on the planet that gets marked up on the shuttlecraft's display. Who wants to fly down to land there?
I mean, if it's not Chorog, then I don't know.
Well, Barry's a shuttle pilot, so I guess she is piloting unless we have somebody else piloting the shuttle.
Does Chorog want someone in particular to pilot?
Oh no, Trog is going to pilot his shuttle.
Okay,
All right.
So Churro, please give me a control con check, please.
Oh, okay.
If we get 2 complications, we're not re-rolling it. We're having an actual survival episode.
Okay, sorry, I was looking for a better of the uniform I was kind of had in mind.
Oh,
That's
nice, yeah.
That's kind of like it, but there's no phaser or no other like shit on it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
better, but Ryuji's still not wearing it.
And what was everyone control? What?
Control con.
Okay.
Yeah, that suits more like a middle ground between the two. So I guess since Daniel is science man, his would have.
Okay, come on, Majel, don't do this to me.
The night of 1,000 technical difficulties.
Okay, really? You're going to do this?
We have the backup
Just use
dice
the
roll.
other dice bot, do /roll and 2d20, and then we can translate it. Okay, and roll another dice.
Don't seem right.
And
I think
is...
you're just to end the number 13 with no.
I've never used this other one before.
Yeah, so when you do it 2d20, do not put in any information from Star Trek Adventures, because it's not just Star Trek Adventures dice roll, it's just general dice. You want 2d20.
There we go.
Okay, so we have one
nice
complication and one success.
Let's actually crash the shuttle.
So the shuttle doesn't crash, but it as Chorog arrives and lands, the ground underneath gives way, and suddenly the shuttlecraft is at an angle as everyone inside is sort of like thunk. It's now going to be more difficult to leave.
All the better.
Is this all part of the training, or Daniel says as he picks himself up off the floor?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be, but it is now.
I told you I'm a shuttle pilot. I could have done this better.
Well, think of it this way. Not every landing's going to be a good one.
landings you can walk away, etc., etc. Wait, so like the shuttle isn't any like it's not in danger of like teetering into the abyss or anything, right? It's just like the ground just like put it at a weird angle.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be you're going to have to climb in and out of it, and you're going to probably have to do a little work to clear some stuff out of it, like clear up some space on the outside. But it's not in danger of falling into a ravine or collapse or further damage. It's just that it's now in a more awkward, problematic situation.
All right, well, I guess Daniel would go to leave the shuttle with his bag.
All right, so you open the door, and before you is not heavily forested swamp. There's patches of puddles and murky water and trees
Hello?
with long and large roots snaking their way through. The canopy ahead is full and thick. You hear all kinds of birds and creatures and the hum of insects around flying. This is a very awkward place to move around.
Wait, so it's swampy, right?
Yeah, a good analogy. Think Dagobah.
Okay. Is there any
Swampy, humid, mucky, just yuck.
Okay. I'm assuming there is since we landed at all, but is there solid enough ground outside to get out on?
The ground is perfectly solid. It's just that the shuttle landed hard and kind of buried itself in the mud.
Yes, so there are it's not fully swamp. There are chunks of solid ground that included that's sort of like you landed on the edge of one of the things, so it's like the back is in a bit of a swampy area, but the front is on solid ground.
Kind of think a very, very tropical version of the Everglades.
Yeah, I guess Daniel jumps out into the mud.
Reminds me of Sardini.
Ryuji, not carrying the bag or changing into the uniform, he also jumps out into the mud. He's not wearing any sort of actual uniform. He's in what he usually wears, you know? I showed the picture of it so you can get a good idea.
There we go. Well, that's the plan for that. That's that plan for Luke's Jedi Academy's on.
Oh, the second one?
Yeah.
No, that's from the new movie.
Yeah, that's from the new movie.
Oh, that's Hutta.
That's
Not Hutta.
Well, same difference, really. Mucky, swampy, gross. You know.
I want a baby in the background. Just not really caring about what's going on.
I mean, I don't blame you.
Just meditation. He meditates better than me. I hate that child.
How you hate Baby Yoda?
His name is Grogu, you fuck.
Anyway, let's not get too distracted now.
Anyway.
This is the episode of Reliant where they all killed each other.
Alright, so I guess Chorog needs to give them what's their mission for today?
Mission for the once everyone is outside the shuttle and has gathered their senses, Chorog gets them together in a small group on a dry patch of small dry patch of land he could find. All right, I have brought you here today to give you training like you've never had before. There will be no technology, no phasers, no tricorders, no scanners. The only scanners that you need are your own eyes and your own ears and your own senses. Because there may come a time where this situation might occur to you. You're on a shuttle. Your shuttle crashes. It's inoperable. Your gear is ruined. All you have is your wits about you to survive. And that's what I'm going to teach you. How to survive using your own senses. And basic tools. First thing we need to do is get our bearings and seek shelter.
Ryuichi
Oh.
just has his arms crossed. He looks amused. Very amused by all this.
Now, before we do anything, I want you all to just stand here, be silent, and listen to your surroundings.
What?
No. Man, this really is the opening to UHF.
Can I get everyone to do an insight roll? Let's say you can do science, security.
Science or security? Oh, insight. Duh. Blah. I was about to say science or security. What? Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh, now Majel works.
It was the frog noises.
Yes.
And one very, very big bullfrog. Like that big frog thing you saw in Tatooine.
Ooh. Well, wait. No, that wasn't me. Phew. I got scared for a second.
It's very appropriate that DV got a complication.
DB takes a step back and sinks waist deep in muck.
Yeah. So, did you? Yeah. Is that what you want to do with your complication, DB? Because that'd be a good one.
Yeah, it was either going to be that or he hears something that sounds way too familiar and just wants to like go investigate it. One or the other. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah. Let's say you hear a noise and you concentrate on it a bit. You start to shift more forward, but your foot gives way and it slips forward into the murky water that was just sort of to your side that you knew that you didn't notice because you were so enraptured by the sound.
Oh man, Daniel just goes about trying to pull his foot out of the mud.
Despite that, everyone else seems to have a reasonably good idea of what the natural environment around sounds is. The sounds that just sort of natural forest and the jungle and the swamp of various kinds of animals that make this place home. And you get a good sort of baseline.
But after a bit, when Daniel's fully back on land, he does try to listen for that one sound he heard, but can't quite pick up on it right now. But is still thinking about it.
Does Faberry see any or hear anything special since she got a 1?
Yeah. Yes. Because Faberry got an extra dice, if you can either get a free momentum or use that to get more information about the creatures around you.
I think this stage momentum probably is better.
All right, so you now have 1 momentum. So after that moment of quiet and just soaking in of the environment around you, it's perhaps time to get going and do the next stage of the trying to find some shelter.
Faberry is gonna, drawing on her skills from being a refugee, looks for like stable bits of wood and other materials that could form a lean-to.
Chorog begins to lead the group through the environment. Remember, always try to make as little noise as possible. You make noise, you can attract a predator. The least noise you make, the easier it is for you to evade any kind of critter that may want to turn you into lunch.
Okay, for Barry trying to find something on her way, can I get her to do insight, either engineering or Alcepticon as well? One of those.
Yeah, why is their target 110?
Yeah, I think
I
that was a
must have
typo.
mistyped.
Yeah, so there you don't as both of those are actually failures with the 11 target. You don't really see particularly anything that's good to use. There's plenty of wood available around, but it's mostly like completely wet. It is waterlogged and gross and generally doesn't seem to be actually usable.
Not seeing a lot of good materials around here.
Everything we need is around you. You just have to use your eyes. Not everything's going to be useful, but there are useful things here. Take, for instance, these vines that are hanging from this lower tree branch. You can use those for rope. Let's gather those.
They don't look particularly sturdy.
That looks can be deceiving.
Zacius goes over and starts pulling down some vines. He has an idea.
Okay, give me a fitness security check for Zacius.
1 success.
It takes a little bit of work, but you manage to pull a good chunk of a vine down.
He pulls out the knife with a little bit of flourish that Chorog provided, and begins sort of like cleaning off the miscellaneous leaves and gunk from the vine. And in so doing, he is making a something that looks a little bit better for use of rope.
Excellent thinking.
Daniel is going to try and climb a tree to see if he can spot anything of note from higher up.
Okay, give me another fitness security check. Okay, with the 2 successes, you do manage to climb up. There's moments where the wood is a little bit wet and slippery, but you manage to grab a hold and keep holding on to the tree as you climb from branch to branch up in amongst the tree. Can I get you to do another insight security check? So you start looking around. It's hard to see through all the dense trees and forest and the mist. It's hard to see far in there. You do, however, see a path ahead. Is that a cave?
Interesting. But before Daniel climbs back down to give everyone the update, he does want to listen again to try and see if he can pick out that oddly familiar noise he couldn't quite place earlier.
Yeah, okay, give me another check. Inside security. You listen out for that sound. You still don't hear it. But you do notice that there is a snake that is climbing through the trees coming towards you.
Nope. No. And Daniel just starts climbing down.
I'm not going to make you do another roll to climb down. You managed to follow the path that you went up there, and and knowing that where the slippery parts were able to bypass those and just eventually land on the ground with a soft thud.
All right. Two updates. One, this planet has snakes, and they like to be in trees, apparently. Two, there's a cave over in that direction. And Daniel points.
So more of a chance of finding snakes.
Or
Or
other large
something,
creatures.
or something worse. Let's go explore.
All right. Inzasius will also start looking for a stout stick.
And I posted a picture of the snake that was coming after Daniel.
Much pokey.
I would say Daniel had the correct response to seeing that.
All right. Can Zasius do a do an inside engineering or inside con check for me?
Oof. Well, he got 2 successes.
So you do find a pretty sturdy walking stick, and could be used as a basis for a lean-to or other structure if you were to want to use it in that way as well.
Zasius will he'll cut off a small section of the vine and sort of like shredding it a bit to create small fibers. And with that, he begins to tie the he'll attempt to tie the knife to the end of the stick.
Okay, give me a control engineering check, please.
Ugh. You're not an engineer.
If you'd like to let Daniel give it have a crack at it, he's good at those things, and I believe this might count as integrating technology, being knife and stick. I don't know.
You can volunteer to help as you watch Zasius just completely fumble at how to tie things together.
Yeah, Daniel sees this as we're walking. He probably drops the knife at some point. He's like, "Yeah, let me take a shot at that. I was in Boy Scouts."
It caught me off guard. I don't know why it's so funny to me either, but I was in Boy Scouts.
It makes sense for him.
Yeah. Was he an Eagle Scout?
I don't know. I wasn't in Boy Scouts in real life.
I wasn't
basically-
either. I wasn't allowed to be.
Eagle Scout is what you get if you go through all of Boy Scouting.
I never got a chance.
Oh, I did
You were-
Cub Scout.
You're not missing anything.
You know what?
Um,
I'm gonna say Daniel wasn't in Boy Scouts for too long because clearly, he's not. He doesn't have an affinity for nature necessarily, but he picked up at least a bit.
All right, do your control engineering check, DB.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I only have a 4 in engineering, so even with integrating technology, just short of having 4 successes, but 3 is still.
Yep. So you get another 2 momentum for this. The problem that Zasius had was that he just couldn't get it to be stable. Like he could wrap it around, but the knife just always kept moving in that thing.
Yeah.
Whereas you managed to tie it up in a way that kept it stable and was able to sort of just tie it off in a knot so that it would be hard for the knife to get loose and wiggle its way free from the forming it into a makeshift spear.
Yeah, Daniel probably. I think Daniel used the knife to like actually cut a little notch into the stick and put the handle into that. Yeah.
Zasius says, much obliged.
Just don't go use that on my back later, I guess.
No, this is for whatever in the cave presently if it warrants them.
All right, I don't know. I'm not good at banter.
Well, let's put it this way. We're not eating each other in this expedition.
Yet, Daniel just kind of gives a look at the back of Chorog's head.
I mean, figure we'll just, go around for a while, not die, and then at the end, John's going to bring us pizzas.
Does John know where we are?
He can find us. Guy's a little wizard.
John knows where we're at.
Cool. I am a birdie in the tree.
Chorog made sure to tell John where they were going to be just in case.
John's currently elsewhere in the swamp, basically pulling a Grogu. He is making himself a hut made of mud.
I imagine a snake is trying to constrict him, but is failing for unknown reasons.
He just keeps walking away from it.
All right, so you hit
He's
that.
too strong.
I take it you start heading towards the cave then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Been walking.
Okay, there is
Daniel? Go ahead.
There is sort of a series of bushes between you and the cave that you have to sort of figure your way through before you can get there.
Did this Chorog still want to tell Daniel something, or?
I was going to have Daniel take point because I had something planned.
Okay. But yeah, I guess after he does the spear thing for, was it Zacius? Is that right?
Yeah.
I guess Chorog puts Daniel up front. I guess Daniel was the one that saw the cave in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess when we get to the bushes, Daniel turns back to everyone. Is just so I guess we push through, cut through, go around.
I wouldn't recommend putting your hand in that.
Is that all you're going to tell me, or?
No, all of you, come here.
Are we all gonna put our hand in it?
No, do not put your hand in that. Another rule of survival: never put your hand in something you don't know what it is.
You mean the bushes?
Correct. Chorog takes his knife and hacks at one of the smaller branches of the bush. It falls to the ground. Chorog then kind of crushes it with his boot, and you could see this rather odd smelling yellowish material ooze out of it.
Why didn't it come out of the branch when it was cut?
It probably is too.
Okay.
Chorog then picks up a small stick and dips the end of it in the odd material and holds it up for all to see as this branch starts kind of coming undone, melting and turning brown and starting to slowly die. This is why you don't put your hand in something you don't know what it is. That bush is full of poison.
Good to know. And Zacius starts wiping the spear pokey bit knife along the exposed yellowy goo applicator.
A way you can tell if something could possibly be poisonous. Chorog motions for people to come look closer at the bush. The branches itself is covered in what looks like sticky, clear sap. But if you look close enough, you can see tiny little needles. Those are nettles. You grab that, those things are going to embed themselves in your skin and you're going to wish you were dead.
Do not use for toilet paper. Got it.
All part of the survival. Being able to identify if something is poisonous or not. Odds are, if the exterior is covered in any kind of, even looks remotely sticky or mucousy, odds are just leave it alone.
Good rule of thumb.
Now, if you look over there, there's a path around all this mess. Let's proceed to that cave, and we could start examining the cave. Don't go in. We're going to stand at the opening, and we're going to listen.
All right. So, of the three options, go around it is.
Yeah,
Zacius gestures for Ryuji to take the other side. He'll flank on one side of the cave opening. He'll gesture for Ryuji to take up the other point.
yeah.
Ryuji draws the knife and he nods, going to the other side.
So
Zacius will also turn to make sure that they haven't forgotten for Barry anywhere.
the ground is
what's the
very Gorel. The ground is very muddy as you go through. You're sort of very on the edge of one of the very liquidy parts of the forest. Yeah, go ahead, Gorel.
I was just saying for Barry is what's the group.
Right, Faberry's
They proceed carefully towards the cave.
Yeah, Faberry's staying back in behind everyone as Ryuji and Chorog and Zacius and DB all make their way towards the entrance of the cave.
And before we go any further, them coming to the cave is a good point to take a short break.
All right, well, welcome back to our little session of Star Trek Reliant as some lower deckers explore marshy, foresty swamp of a planet. They find themselves at the entrance to a cave. I will say, Gorel, as you get ready, you do notice that suddenly the forest is more silent than it should be.
Faber's ears switch and she swivels her ears around trying to hear anything.
Okay,
I see you're taking notice that the forest has gone quiet. Excellent perception.
Yes, I think we might be being watched.
You're correct. We are definitely being watched. I picked up on it a while ago.
I just need to find myself so I can message Majel for a secret role. But please give me an insight security check for Faberry.
Make sure I'm on the right page right now, or sheet. Insight security, you said?
Yes.
Any focuses that could apply?
Anything that would I don't have your character sheet open. Anything that you might apply to the circumstance?
Let's see here now. We've got superstitions, myth and legends, partisan tactics, improvised explosive devices, bladed weaponry. I don't think any of them might apply.
Yeah,
bladed weaponry will apply later on.
Oh, and she has the extrasensory perception talent.
Okay, can you read that out for me?
I'd have to look it up. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, the only reason I asked is because of the 2 on the roll.
You have the ability to perceive things beyond the normal limits of humanoid senses, allowing you to gain knowledge of people, places, and objects beyond your ability to sense them conventionally. This is known as ESP. Is not directly under your control, but instead tends to come in the form of accurate guesses, strong feelings, or flashes of insight. Such sensitivity often leaves you vulnerable psychic dangers as well. At any point during play, you may ask Game Master for hints or insights of the current situation, and the Game Master may similarly offer you information about the current situation. You would not normally be able to determine. Each hint adds 1 threat, and you may always refuse to accept the hints offered.
All right, so do you want to use that give me a threat?
Yeah.
Okay, so your normal senses fail you. You don't get a clear sense of someone, but you do get this, not a vision, but it's more like it's just a general vague sense of something in the water, something moving closer, something hungry.
Daniels, I would get away from the water.
Daniels, listen to him. Move.
I'm assuming you guys are mean Daniel singular, but
Yeah. Sorry.
will do just that, and I guess he turns to look at the water. His attention's been drawn to it.
I mean, it's hard to see through the water. There doesn't seem to be any overt signs of ripples or movement in the water, but you can't see down into it either.
Are there any rocks at my feet that I can pick up?
I'd say there's probably something. Yeah, there's probably about a rock about hand size.
Daniel picks up this like fist-sized rock, kind of like bounces in his hand a couple times to get the weight, just cause, not for any that. And then, unless somebody stops him, he's gonna arc the rock into the water.
Put it down. Do not do that. You don't know what's in there.
That is someone stopping him, so Daniel stops short.
Chorog just grabs his hand rather snugly.
Zacius uses the stick to keep nudging the pair away from the water.
Chorog looks at down. Do you want to die? You throw that rock in there, there could be something in there that will make lunch out of you.
No, I don't want to die, but also, I don't know. I thought normally if you throw a rock at something, that it spooks them.
That's not necessarily the case. It could make it mad too.
Yeah, make it feel threatened. So yeah, just keep like backing away from the water, just because having a discussion is less like it's not a great way of responding to danger in a crisis situation.
So, but I mean,
Right, well,
sorry, go DB.
well, I guess having been stopped from throwing the rock, Daniel backs away slowly with everyone else, and just asks the obvious asks the obvious question. So, into the cave or no?
You don't want to
That's
blindly just walk into a cave.
Well, we're between a dark cave and a dangerous water, so
We're far enough away from that water that whatever's in there won't be too much of a threat to us. But first, let's take a look at this cave. What's one of the first things you see?
darkness.
Chorog pulls out his knife, crouches down, and points to a set of very ominous-looking prints in the ground. This was someone's home.
Do the prints look like something that would potentially be, like something that would go in water, or is it more like paw prints type of thing?
Think of it as very large, four-toed feline prints with very large, sharp claws.
Okay, so it doesn't look like something that would like. So it does look like something that's.
No, it's not. It's not amphibious.
So probably not the same thing that's in the water.
No.
Okay.
Looks like whatever's in here is this area's apex predator. Chorog points at the feline-ish prints that are around the entrance to the cave. You can see here, whatever this was is definitely a predator, and it's a carnivore. Look at how the claw marks dig into the ground.
Well, I'm assuming it's not in the cave right now because us being right outside and talking at normal volume would probably draw its attention by now.
It could be, it could not be in there. This is the part where now we stop talking and we start listening. Chorog moves a little closer to the entrance to the cave, kind of crouches down a little more with his elbow on, basically his elbow on his knee, is just sitting there, very intently listening, very intently watching.
Alrighty, give me a inside security check to see if you can
Okay.
identify if anything's inside.
Can Daniel do? Daniel would like to also listen, but in a different way. He's gonna do a thing he saw in a movie once, where he sticks his knife in the ground and tries to like hold his ear to the handle.
Alright, let's try insight engineering for that one.
Daniel, for some reason, is listening to a knife on the ground, and nobody knows exactly why.
Chorog silently walks up behind him and just stands there, waiting to see how long it's going to take for Daniel to notice him.
Daniel,
Zacius, meanwhile, is he's focusing on the cave.
Daniel shrugs and pulls the knife out of the ground. He's like, it always works in the movies. Turns around. Oh, when did you get there?
If you didn't hear me, you wouldn't hear something else seeking up behind you. That don't work. Your eyes and your ears are better than that. That's nonsense what you just tried. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
While this is going on, Barry is checking the balance and handling of the survival knife, just in case it needs to be used.
Yeah, I mean...
As you saw me stand there, I was listening for movement inside the cave. I was listening for any kind of echoing or any other kind of movement. I didn't hear anything, so I think it's safe to say there's nothing in there. Chorog leads the group into the cave, and it goes pretty far back, but it starts to narrow. But what they find pretty much confirms everything Chorog had been saying up to this point. This was definitely someone's home. As they stumble upon a large pile of bones and just other animal leftovers.
Right.
Zacius will attempt to find a stout femur, especially one that's been, say, shattered and is pokey.
Okay, give me an inside security check to see what you can find.
Would that require a roll, Greg?
I'm pushing the button down. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Yes, I got out of Discord. I was pushing the button down, but it wasn't triggering. Yes, please do an inside security check for me.
Yay.
And while Zacius is doing that, Daniel is going to respond, all right, Tarzan, are they still living here, or are they not living here anymore?
Well, judging from the fact that there's prints outside, they're still going to be living here, so we want to make this quick.
Yeah.
Chorog motions towards a small other corner of the cave to a rather fresh gut pile. It was here recent. There's leftovers of its recent meal.
All right. Well, found a serviceable enough bit of bone. Add to the collection. I would recommend getting out of here and not just, having discussions in the middle of a lair where we're likely going to draw attention to the fact that we're here and potentially leave a scent trail as well.
Excellent idea. We need to also try to cover up our tracks on our way out.
Then why'd we even go in the cave? Daniel mutters as he starts walking back towards the entrance.
Because if it was an abandoned cave and there was no sign that this thing had even been here recently, we'd have used this as a shelter. Take this seriously, Daniel.
Thought the footprint was a pretty good sign, but okay.
Just because there's a footprint doesn't mean it was here recent.
You could have died inside.
Daniel, I've been doing this for over 30 years, surviving on my own. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. You need to listen if you ever hope to survive.
Daniel just kind of sighs and continues to exit the cave.
So you mentioned you were trying to hide, cover your tracks. How would you go about doing that?
I mean, do we have a reason to believe an animal would track us by footprints? Because if not, then it really is just like scent and other like biological markings like heat and whatever, which like there's not much we can do about scent, but I guess we could cover ourselves in mud. Would help with scent, I guess, but
I'm just trying to think of a good mix of this. Let's go control security. Actually,
For who
or control
specifically?
science as well would work.
For who specifically?
Whoever wants to cover tracks, scent, and footprints and other things that they might leave behind.
Oops.
What was it again?
Control and security, or control and science.
Ryuji, help poor Zacius.
you know what? I'm gonna use my my talent, Walking Encyclopedia, to gain a new focus. That will be camouflage, which, since I have a 5 in science, would bump me up to 3 successes.
Okay.
Although I think it increases the threat when I use that focus.
What are we rolling for?
Camouflage, making sure that we're not followed by whatever is occupying you.
Oh, I just
What do we
realized.
gotta do for that?
I just realized my focus and partisan tactics should apply to that as well.
Yeah, I will count that as applying.
Control security or control science?
Say, what are we rolling for? No one said yet.
Oh, am I not coming through?
Well, you're coming through now. What is it?
Okay, so we are trying to cover our tracks.
Yes, I heard that. What are we rolling for it?
Control. Yes, control science or control security.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, that was the last thing I said, so I thought more context was needed.
Calm down, kids.
Give me a second.
In the meantime, while
Which
everyone,
strategy and tactics can count for this? Because I'm trying to strategize how to not be followed.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to
Something
allow the
sons do
tactics
more
part
to
of it.
Also, I just pulled up Walking Encyclopedia. It's once per session. You can, when you attempt a task, you may spend 2 momentum, which I'm pretty sure we have 2 momentum, in order to gain an additional focus for the remainder of the session due to your breath knowledge.
Yeah, I will say you
We only
definitely
have
have the
one.
2 momentum. I don't.
And we have 10 minutes on a session.
Yeah.
And it says, however, any task using that focus increases in complication range by 1, as you are not a true expert on that subject. So yeah, 3 successes on mine.
Okay.
Because I'm adding.
Yep. All right, we need to keep going because we need to end this very shortly. You managed to tidy up really well. Zacius, I'm going to say Zacius trips, and he spreads everything the things that he was carrying, leaving marks in the ground, leaving just movement and signs of activity in this layer much wider and broader than they should have been. But with everyone working together, with 2 people getting 3 successes, everyone's able to deal with that and mitigate 90%, 99% of it. So they're ready. You've cleaned up and you're ready to go back out the way you came. So who wants to take the lead going out?
Daniel, now covered in mud. I wonder, is it a good idea or a bad idea to use the gut pile? Because clearly, whatever lives here doesn't want to eat that stuff. But
Probably bad idea.
Okay.
It was something that they ate previously, so from
It
someone
smelled like
that,
wounded animal.
yeah.
Okay. I just thought I'd run that by because it's the part
Yeah,
of an
no
animal
worries.
to eat.
All right, so who's leading the way out?
Chorog?
Once everyone has exited the cave, Chorog quickly gathers up some berries from a nearby bush on a leaf and crushes it into a paste that has a smell that is just absolutely abysmal. He then takes that paste, smears a little bit on his knife, and smears some of it on the entrance of the cave, a little on the ground, and throws the rest of it into some of the bushes. That's us guaranteed to mask what any of our smells.
As you do that, you hear some grumbling, some growling from near the tree that you, the berries that you sent, and then something like a sneeze.
Trog quickly holds up his fist to get everyone's attention to be quiet and listens very, very intently for the same sound again, which he hears again like a snorting, angry sneeze.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're not alone. It's here. We need to leave this area and we need to move now.
If it sees us, it's too late.
Don't argue, just do.
and with one
Quietly,
Oh, sorry.
move quietly. Do not make any additional sounds. What the stuff I threw is definitely screwing with its senses, so I doubt it really smells us, but it knows something's here. So we need to leave this area quietly.
Okay, everyone, please give me a
Trust me on this.
control security as you try and stealth your way out of this measure.
Two
Zasius got it.
successes for Zasius.
Yeah.
Would my additional focus of camouflage count for?
No. Like, you've already got a critical on that one. You can't get, like, double critical on a focus.
DB didn't.
Yeah, I got the critical.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, I will
Yeah,
say camouflage will work on this.
Okay, so 3 successes.
Yeah, everyone's got 2 or 3 successes. That is enough. You quietly manage your way around the bush, around the swamps, around the other plants and animals that make this way home, make this forest home.
As Trog is leading the group out of the area, he stops long enough to take a look back to see if it's following us. Trog sees what the apex predator is that has been following them, and that is going to be a problem later on. That the others don't know it, but he does due to experience. This thing is not friendly, and this thing is, as Trog suspected, the planet's apex predator.
Does Daniel hear any? Daniel is like listening, watching out. Does Daniel hear anything unusual or familiar?
As Daniel listens to it, apart from the sound of the snorting sneeze, it doesn't seem to be anything. The sound that he must have heard must have been some kind of like unique, like one of a like wind blowing through the leaves at a certain angle with certain force to have happened. It reminded him, but it doesn't seem to have been a lure, a siren call, or the result of at least this creature.
Okay. I wasn't trying to like determine whether or not the sound came from the creature. I was just more pulling the feelers out for like he's listening in general and like looking out because looking out and listening for danger and stuff. I just thought I'd put feelers out in case you wanted to be more of the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, actually, you
No
just
worries.
didn't. You just didn't hear anything more of it. You've checked enough that you're pretty certain that it must have been a one time sound, or you misheard it, or something along those lines.
Must have been the wind.
And with that,
We got spooky creature.
did you post the image, Churuk?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
I put in game time chat.
Yeah. I was just
That kids is the apex predator that we're going to have to deal with.
So as Chorog looks back, he sees this creature emerge from near the bushes. It's trying to smell and look about, but sneezes once again. This thing is a quadruped. Claws on its feet. Third creature with sort of like more like a crocodile layout, but with spines on the back and a wide, horrific open jaw that's like that can open and like swallow things whole. It is a very intimidating, dangerous looking creature.
Not to mention 4 blood red eyes.
And
Chorog
that
the only
is
one
what,
that sees it at this moment.
And that is probably where we'll have to leave it for today, because that is what the away team will have to deal with next time here on Star Trek Reliant.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye. We'll never see you again.
What?
Beat it if it can, survive if it lets you.